All right, that is weird, real weird. Hey everyone, I'm Dave and welcome back to the AI Kitchen. We're getting a little weird today because in the AI Kitchen, I like to ask ChatGPT or any AI application to create recipes for us based on prompts, and then we try cooking them and see if they come out good or bad. Sadly, there's not really an AI person here cooking for me, but that's okay. I enjoy cooking and maybe we can find something incredible. I told ChatGPT I wanted it to create a recipe that felt like a hack, like when people make ramen lasagna, things like that. And it came out with a weird one that doesn't really feel like a hack, but it sounds so good I had to cook it. It came up with the idea of mac and cheese stuffed meatballs. So literally meatballs with mac and cheese inside. That sounds amazing to me. I don't really know how it's gonna work because I feel when I think of a meatball, I imagine I could fit like one mac and cheese noodle in there, but somehow we're gonna make this happen. I don't know, follow along. It might end up being some revolutionary new recipe. We'll see. So to start it off, we want to get our meatballs ready to go. Well, at least a meatball mixture. I've got 2.5 pounds of beef here, and I only need how much do I need? This recipe only calls for 1 pound, so I only need like half of this basically. I'm gonna throw it into a bowl, a little less than half actually. Well, might as well throw a little bit more in there. We're then gonna add into that, this is pretty standard for any meatball recipe, an egg. And try not to get any shell in there. Then add a 1/4 cup of breadcrumbs. I mean, this is a pretty standard meatball recipe. 1/4 cup. Now, I only have a 1/3 cup here, so I'm just doing a little less than a 1/3 cup because that's a 1/4 cup, right? Is that how math works? I think that's how math works. We also want to add a 1/4 cup of grated Parmesan cheese. Can I just take this top off and go all in? No? I'm going to do it the hard way, I guess. All right, there's a 1/4 cup of parm. Then we're going to add a tablespoon of Worcestershire sauce. Worcestershire sauce? Worcestershire sauce. I think I got it right that third time. Probably not, probably not. Then we're gonna do a teaspoon of Italian seasoning. I don't know, I found this random Pampered Chef thingy. Not sponsored. Do they sponsor people? I don't think they do. Oh, someone sent it. A viewer sent it. Thank you, viewer, for the cool little Pampered Chef thing. Some salt and some pepper. Thank you, viewer, who sent the nifty gifty Pampered Chef. That's pretty cool. It goes all the way up to a tablespoon. I like that. Yeah, if that was you, comment down below. Thank you for sending that. Now I'm gonna mix all that up. Now, technically this recipe told me to start with the mac and cheese and the cheese sauce, but that means I have to move my camera over there, and I didn't want to yet. I wanted to keep them over here. So I'm doing the meatballs first, but I figure I can mix all this meatball stuff and then throw it in the fridge, and then work on the mac and cheese part after this is all combined and mixed together. So I use my hands for meatballs. You can do what you want, but I just find it works the best. The only problem is, and tell me if you have this issue, my hands get cold because, you know, you keep your ground beef cold so it doesn't get like E. coli and such. So when you're working it, it's ice cold and it hurts your fingers. My fingers hurt. Now your back's gonna hurt because you just pulled landscaping duty. Tina's looking at me. She's like, what are you saying, Dave? Do you know that movie reference, Tina? I say it all the time, but do you know what movie it's from? They're making a sequel, she's thinking. Happy Gilmore. Happy Gilmore. He puts his granny in a nursing home and they're like abusive to her. And they're like yelling at her to knit faster because they sell the stuff she knits. And then she says, but my fingers hurt. And they said, well, now your back's gonna hurt because you just pulled landscaping duty. Tina said she's never seen Happy Gilmore. Clearly you're gonna have to watch it before Happy Gilmore 2 comes out, which is, I don't know when. All right, so I'm gonna throw some saran wrap on this, if I have that. What do I do? Fancy. Put it in the fridge, and we're gonna work on the mac and cheese aspect of this. These actually, I think, are gonna be super easy. So if they're incredible, you know, then we've just unlocked the key to success in life, I guess? Is that what this is unlocking? I don't know what it's unlocking, but it's not that. Oh, I know what it's unlocking. Diabetes with Wilford Brimley. She doesn't know that reference. That was a commercial, not a movie, Tina. Your reference game is not on point. So we're gonna head over to the stovetop and get ready to cook the cheese sauce. I am gonna get in trouble by you guys. I was planning on just using pre-shredded cheese for the mac and cheese, which makes it come out gritty. But since it's gonna be in a meatball, I feel like it doesn't matter. Is that lazy? Let me know in the comments. Let's move the cameras. All right, guys, we're over here on the other side of the kitchen to do the mac and cheese part of this recipe. Now, you know, ChatGPT went a little buck wild on the cheeses required for this. It wanted Gouda and Swiss and Muenster. And so I bought all those, but I couldn't find like blocks of Muenster. I found a block of Gouda, so I ended up ordering some of it from the deli, which is kind of weird, but why not? So our cheese isn't as much shredded as it is sliced. I'm gonna try it. It should melt the same. And like I said, with the Muenster, or the Gouda, I did get Gouda, so that I can actually shred myself. I do love the smell of Gouda. If you haven't done it before, you can use something like this, little cheese grater, and just grate the cheese. I can show you. Oh, I'm sure the sound was terrible because I was covering the microphone. You'll get this out of that with grated cheese. So I'm gonna grate this up. I need 1 cup of shredded Gouda. I need 1 cup of shredded Muenster? How do you say that? 1 cup of Swiss, also shredded. Again, I don't think I can shred them because they're already sliced from the deli. And while this is all happening, I'm also over here heating up a pot to cook some mac and cheese in. Well, some mac in at least. I got my 1 cup of Gouda. I think I can just combine all these. I also, like I told you guys, I'm cheating with the cheddar. I don't recommend that. I think it's gonna make it a little grainy, but it's okay. I added my cheddar in there. Actually, you know what I could show you in here? See, look at that, isn't that fancy? I should have probably done this before moving over here, but I didn't think about it. Now, as far as this goes, what is this? This is Muenster. Probably related to Eddie Muenster. Is that a weird reference, like 1970s TV sitcoms? 80s, 70s? Here's my 1 cup of Muenster from the deli. And I mean, I guess I could just hand shred it, honestly, and just kind of cut it into little pieces or break it into little pieces and throw it in with the other cheese. Fine. Now, I'm not a fan of Swiss cheese, so I'm not loving the fact that they're having me putting Swiss cheese in this, but with all the other cheeses, it shouldn't be that noticeable. And with the meatballs, it should be pretty hard to tell. Here's my 1 cup of Swiss cheese. Then we do the same thing too. Let me know in the comments how wrong I'm doing this. I just don't think I've ever seen like a block of Swiss sitting at the Publix deli, but maybe. More so the Publix one than the Walmart one probably. So here's all my cheeses mixed up, guys. All right, so guys, we're gonna start making the cheese sauce. 2 tablespoons of butter into a skillet. Then once that melts, we'll add 2 tablespoons of flour. I'm still over here waiting for my water to boil so I can cook my mac and cheese, but that's all right, it'll be done soon. All right, so now we're gonna add 2 tablespoons of flour, and we're gonna make a roux, basically. That's what we're up to here. I think you probably could have predicted it, but it's gonna be what helps our sauce to thicken. So you wanna mix the flour in and get it all kind of like a paste, as it were, and bubbly and all that goodness. It says 2 minutes, but this already feels pretty roux-y to me. Just constantly stir this as you're making the roux. This is how we're gonna get the thick and delicious cheese sauce. It's starting to turn golden. To me, I think that's probably the more important indicator than the 2 minutes. Probably been about 70 seconds, but I think it's done. So I'm gonna add in 1 cup of milk now. And stir it. And hopefully not screw this up, although I might have already screwed it up, we'll see. Then add a little more milk, you know, gradual and such. And then the rest of the milk, and hopefully this thickens up a little. We want it to thicken a little before we add our cheese, probably a few minutes. And I'm gonna just keep stirring constantly throughout. All right, so this is significantly thicker. My battery died, so that's all right. Now we're gonna add some of this cheese. It's been a couple minutes. Some of this cheese, and we wanna stir that while it melts real quickly. We wanna melt it all down. Oh, our water is boiling, so we can add our noodles over here. We're just doing 1 pound of mac and cheese. Elbows mac and cheese. Why do I say mac and cheese? Not mac and cheese till we make it mac and cheese. So just 1 pound of elbow macaroni. Give that a quick stir. Oh my gosh, spill water everywhere. Quick stir was in the interest of not having the noodles stick together. Dang it. This cheese sauce is already really thick. So I'm gonna add a little bit more milk to this cheese sauce because it's actually thicker than I want it to be. I think I let the roux go a little too long because my camera battery died. So a little milk should solve it and loosen it up a little. We'll see. We shall see, maybe a little more. That was a lot more. That's all right, I still think it's okay. Stir that up. We want the sauce to be, you know, saucy and not saucy. There is a little graininess going on with this, and like I said, I'm pretty sure that's the, you know, processed cheese, the deli cheese, the caking substance on the cheddar, like all that stuff will cause a little bit of a grainy sauce. Now I did read online that you can add a little lemon juice to reduce that, but I'm probably not gonna do that right now. I think it's okay. Add a little bit more milk to get a little creamier. All right, it's starting to feel like a sauce now. All the cheese is nice and melted. We're supposed to add a little salt and pepper at this point. So I'll go ahead and add some salt, a little pepper, and we'll stir that up. Yeah, it's definitely grainy. All right, I'm gonna add a little bit of lemon juice. to the sauce to try to de-greenify it. See if it works. It should work a little bit and not change the flavor too much with just a little hint of lemon in the cheese sauce. Shouldn't really affect it that much. Yeah, it looks a little bit nicer. It's not perfect, guys. It's not perfect. It's the opposite of perfect, actually. I would call this horrifying, but I expected it by using those cheeses, so I don't know why I'm surprised. I brought it upon myself. Self-inflicted wound. All right, so it says we should add a little garlic powder to the cheese sauce and a little onion powder. A little onion powder and mix that up. Yeah, it's kind of grainy cheese sauce. I am owning it, guys. It is what it is. All right, our potentially mediocre sauce is done and our noodles should be done. I guess I could check them before draining them. Yeah, they're done. Let me strain these out. I'll be right back. We're gonna add the noodles into the cheese sauce like so and combine it. And it's gonna be delicious. I'll say this, all my fussing about the sauce and wanting it to be perfect, it's still gonna taste fine. It's still gonna taste completely fine, so I'm not that worried about it. I will try it, but I'd be shocked if it wasn't good. And honestly, a lot of the graininess seems to be gone. I mean, it's definitely a little grainy. We'll see in the taste test of the noodles. All right, let's try it out and see, you know, it has to, all the ingredients have to taste good on their own. Oh my gosh, that's amazing. The Gouda is really good. Oh, it's burning all the way down. It's so hot. Oh my gosh, okay. Let's set this aside. We're gonna get ready to form our meatballs. We're gonna move back over there. All right, folks, we're getting really close to having these meatballs. So there's the mac and cheese. It actually ended up coming out like super amazing. It tastes incredible. The graininess is pretty much gone. So much ado about nothing. We got it worked out somehow. Via magic luck. I think adding the lemon juice probably helped. And then I whisked it for quite a bit with a whisk and added a little more milk. I don't know if the camera was on because it was overheating, but that might have helped as well. All right, so we have our meatball mixture that we made earlier, guys, and we're supposed to make a flat like circle out of it, like so, and then plop it down. I've never done it before, so hopefully it works out. Then we're gonna take a spoonful of macaroni and cheese and put it in the middle like that. How much? I don't know. I'm just trying to kind of eyeball it. It's gotta be a decent amount so you can like taste it over the meat, right? Because meat is pretty overpowering. But can I actually form this into a ball now? Because that's my goal. It's not looking great, guys. What in the world? How am I supposed to turn this into a ball? This is embarrassing. Well, let me get some more meat, maybe. All right, let's try, okay, we're gonna try a bigger meatball. Something like this. It's more like a hamburger ball than a meatball. Okay, let's try that. This monstrosity can sit there for a minute. Let's try this again. Same amount of macaroni, like that. Put it in the center, and then turn it into a ball, maybe. Okay, that one fell out. Okay, it's okay. We're gonna figure this out. Did that work? Oh my gosh, I think it worked. That's huge. I don't know what to do with this one. This one is a mess. All right, I got rid of the mac and cheese that was in it and added some more meat. So they're huge meatballs. I'm cool with it. Maybe the key is to add way less mac and cheese. What's the fun of that? I mean, this is way too much mac and cheese that I've made compared to what I can fit inside these meatballs is the only problem I'm having. We do the same thing we did before. How did I even do that? I just kind of babied it a little bit. Oh my gosh. Why? Why am I doing this? Oh my gosh, it's not working. Okay, hold on, it's fine. It's fine, it's gonna be fine. We're just gonna keep kind of like caressing and massaging this thing until it turns into a ball. Holy cow, I did it. Let's ignore that guy. This can't be right. Can it? All right, I have an idea. I'm gonna try a smaller one again. You know, I'll try multiple things and then I'll let you know what works. I'm gonna try a smaller one, but I'm gonna make it even flatter, like super flat, like this. Oh gosh, but then it kind of falls apart. So this is less meat, but I've pushed it down more. Tiny bit of mac and cheese, and then let's try it again. Oh look, this is actually working much better. Hold on, that might be the ticket. Yeah, well, sorta. Get in there, macaroni. Okay, so there's a smaller one, and I accomplished that by just pressing it down a lot further, and I think that's probably what I'm supposed to do. So I'm gonna do that a few more times. All right, so again, I used a smaller amount of meat, but I made it super flat. Get our macaroni, Put it there. And again, we're going to try to make this work. I think that's it, guys. I think I figured it out. So the problem with these first two is the meat was too thick. I didn't squish it enough. And that's why they ended up enormous. They're gonna take longer to cook too, for sure. But now that I kind of have the knack for it, I could probably just go ahead and finish and then come back in a minute. Again, one last time I'll show you. Squish it down super far, like a smash burger. Add your mac and cheese and roll it up into a ball. Rinse and repeat until you have a bunch of meatballs. We got it worked out. Now I've got it. Now it's not even hard. All right, I'll do the rest and I'll be back in just a second. All right, for my last one, I'm making another big one, but this time on purpose with more noodles. And you know, some of them, the noodles are kind of peeking out. Some of them they're not. I think I'm gonna put them by like size. I have the smallest ones over here. And I ended up with like 9 of varying sizes. Meatballs stuffed with mac and cheese. Why? Why does this need to exist? I don't know. I'm gonna ask ChatGPT if it has a good reason it should exist, and then I'll let you know. So these are gonna go into the oven at 375. So I asked ChatGPT, I said, why does this need to exist? Somehow my oven's not preheated. I could have sworn I preheated it. 375 is what you want to heat it up to. So this ChatGPT is writing me an essay, what is it called when you're like trying to become a doctor? A theme? Innovation and creativity. It's a unique dining experience. Creative cooking. Convenience and practicality. The dish combines proteins and carbs into one single convenient package. Portability. Stuffed meatballs can be an easy, portioned, on-the-go meal. Comfort food appeal, nostalgia and family-friendly, social media and trend appeal. Flavor and texture combination. The creamy, cheesy mac and cheese pairs perfectly with the savory, juicy meatballs. You can customize it and it's adaptable. I don't know about that, ChatGPT. Maybe. They certainly would be a conversation starter if you were to make these and be like, yeah, try the mac and cheese stuffed meatballs. Everyone would be like, wait, what? And they'd want to try them, so I can totally see that. Look how much mac and cheese I have left. That mac and cheese is delicious, though. It is a little grainy. It is, now that it's like cooled off a little, it's a little grainy. Again, can be avoided just by using non-pre-shredded cheese, cheddar especially. So anyways, 375, these go in the oven for 20 to 25 minutes. And then we take them out, we try them. All right, guys, so the meatballs stuffed with mac and cheese should be done. Let me pull them out of the oven. All right, that is weird, real weird. That's a really weird item. So a couple of them kind of exploded. This mega one exploded, that one exploded. This one down here looks solid. And we're gonna see, I'll take this big giant one on the bottom corner, actually. This one looks interesting, to say the least. So that would be like our dinner, right? Our 3 meatballs. These ones are all in various states of meatballedness. Look at the mac and cheese there. All right, well, whatever. We're gonna crack this little one open. I wanna see what it looks like inside. There it is. And let's try it out. Let's see if it burns my mouth. I bet it will. It's really hot. It's melting my flesh. It's pretty good. It's just like, you can instantly tell there's no reason for it to exist other than novelty, because I know by taking some of that mac and cheese I had already cooked and just having some meatball with it, I'm gonna have a better bite. Well, it was a fun experiment. I don't really recommend making this. Mac and cheese is good if you use like fresh cheese. It's gonna be a really good mac and cheese recipe, but the combination, them together, is really pointless. I don't know, let me try the big one though, where it's like way more mac and cheese forward before I make final judgment. It's not bad, it's just pointless. The only reason to make this would be to impress your friends and be like, we're having mac and cheese stuffed meatballs, and they'd probably be like, oh, cool, and it's all they have and they'd eat it and they'd be fine with it. But it's certainly nothing to write home about. It was a fun experiment, fun to try. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. I should make like a really funny thumbnail. I wonder if I could, where it looks like all this meat came out, or all this mac came out of it. There, now it looks like they're mega stuffed. Hold on, hold it here under the camera. Mega stuffed mac and cheese meatballs. That'll be a cool thumbnail. All right guys, hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure you subscribe if you did. We have a ton of great videos. A lot of recipes taste better than this one. This one is very mid, as the kids would say. All right, this is Dave signing off. See you next time.